The Sarah was a mom with a heart full of love, especially for her little girl, Lily. Lily had big, bright eyes that sparkled like tiny stars, and a smile that could chase away any cloud. But lately, clouds were all Sarah could see. They lived in a very small apartment, just 2 rooms, where the walls sometimes felt too close. Sarah worked as hard as she could, cleaning offices late at night after Lily was asleep, but the money she earned was never quite enough. It was like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. The biggest worry of all was Lily's food. Baby formula was very important for Lily to grow strong and healthy, but it cost a lot of money. Sarah would look at the nearly empty can of formula on the counter, her stomach doing flip-flops with worry. She would count her last few dollars over and over, hoping they would magically become more, but they never did. Lily was starting to fuss more often, her tiny cries sounding like little bells of hunger, and Sarah's heart would ache. She held Lily close, rocking her gently, trying to sing a lullaby, but her voice felt heavy with sadness. How could she make sure her precious baby had enough to eat? Sarah felt so alone and so scared. She wanted to give Lily everything, but right now, even the most important thing, food, was almost gone. The empty formula can stared back at her, a silent reminder of how much trouble they were in. Sarah knew she had to do something, anything, to find a way to feed her sweet Lily. The thought made her feel a desperate kind of courage bubble up inside. The desperate courage Sarah felt pushed her to think of anyone who might help. Her friend, Maria, was always kind and had helped her before, even with small things. Sarah knew it was a big ask, but she had nowhere else to turn. Lily's soft cries for food echoed in the quiet apartment, making Sarah's decision even clearer. She picked up her old phone, its screen cracked like a spiderweb, and her fingers trembled slightly as she opened her text messages. She found Maria's name and began to type, her mind racing with the words she wanted to say. "Hi Maria, it's Sarah. I'm so sorry to bother you, but I'm in a really tough spot. Lily needs formula, and I don't have enough money. Could you possibly help me with just a little bit, maybe for 1 can? I promise to pay you back as soon as I can." Sarah read the message over, her eyes burning with tears. It was hard to ask for help, to admit how truly stuck she was. With a deep breath, she pressed the send button. But in her rush, in her worry, her thumb had slipped. Instead of tapping on Maria's name in her contacts list, she had accidentally typed a number by hand, one she thought she remembered, but it was just a little bit off. The message flew through the air, not to her kind friend Maria, but to a stranger. Sarah didn't know this yet. She just held her breath, waiting for Maria's reply, hoping for a tiny bit of good news to light up her dark day. She hugged Lily tighter, whispering, "It's okay, my love. Mommy's trying." Miles away, in a tall building that touched the sky, sat Mr. Arthur. He was a man of great importance, known by many as a billionaire. His office was huge, with big windows looking out over the city, and his desk was always piled with important papers about his many companies. He was very busy, used to calls about big deals and meetings with powerful people. His phone, a sleek silver device, usually buzzed with messages from his assistants or other rich business owners. But today, something different happened. As Mr. Arthur was reading a report about a new factory, his phone vibrated with an unfamiliar number. He picked it up, expecting it to be a wrong number or perhaps a spam message. His eyes, usually sharp and serious, widened slightly as he read the words on the screen. "Hi Maria, it's Sarah. I'm so sorry to bother you, but I'm in a really tough spot. Lily needs formula, and I don't have enough money. Could you possibly help me with just a little bit, maybe for 1 can? I promise to pay you back as soon as I can." Baby formula? Mr. Arthur blinked. He didn't know anyone named Sarah or Lily, and certainly no one who would text him asking for money for baby food. This was completely out of place from his usual day. He looked at the message again, a strange mix of confusion and curiosity bubbling inside him. Who was this person, and why was she texting him? He usually ignored messages from unknown numbers, but this one felt different. It wasn't about business or money in the way he knew it. It was a cry for help, raw and real, from someone he didn't even know existed just moments ago. Back in her tiny apartment, Sarah nervously waited for Maria's reply. Every minute felt like an hour. Lily had finally fallen asleep, her little chest rising and falling softly, but Sarah couldn't rest. Her phone buzzed, making her jump. A new message. Her heart beat faster with a mix of hope and fear. She quickly opened it, expecting to see Maria's name. But the name was not Maria. It was just a number she didn't know. And the message was short and direct. Who is this? And why are you texting me about baby formula? Sarah's face turned bright red. Her stomach dropped like a stone. Oh no. A cold wave of shame washed over her. She reread the message, then looked at the number she had sent her plea to. It wasn't Maria's at all. She had made a terrible, embarrassing mistake. Instead of sending her private, desperate message to a friend, she had sent it to a complete stranger. And a stranger who was clearly annoyed. Her fingers flew across the keyboard, typing as fast as she could. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I made a huge mistake. I was trying to text a friend, and I must have typed the wrong number. Please forgive me. I'm so incredibly embarrassed. She pressed send, her cheeks burning with heat. She wanted the ground to open up and swallow her whole. The thought of a stranger reading her plea, seeing her weakness, made her feel terrible. She wished she could take the message back, but it was too late. All she could do was apologize and hope the person would just forget about it. She squeezed her eyes shut, wishing this whole day could just disappear. Back in his grand office, Mr. Arthur read Sarah's quick apology. He saw how truly sorry she sounded, and her embarrassment was clear even through the short words. Instead of feeling annoyed anymore, a different feeling began to grow inside him. It was a little sadness, a quiet understanding. He looked at the message again, thinking about Lily and the need for formula. It painted a picture of a mom trying her very best, facing a really tough time. Mr. Arthur, now a very rich man, had not always been so. He remembered a time long ago when his own mother struggled. She worked 2 jobs, sometimes 3, just to put food on the table for him and his sister. There were days when they didn't have much, and he could still recall the worry in his mother's eyes, even when she tried to hide it with a smile. It was a hard life, full of scraping by, and the memory of that feeling had stayed with him, deep down. Seeing Sarah's honest, desperate text, even though it was a mistake, touched that old memory. It wasn't just a wrong number anymore, it was a real person, a real mom, with a real baby named Lily, needing help. Mr. Arthur thought about all the money he had, all the things he could easily buy. He had so much, and this mom had so little, struggling for something as basic as baby food. He closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them with a clear decision. He was going to help Sarah and her baby. It felt like the right thing to do, a way to remember where he came from and to use his good fortune to make a difference. The next morning, Sarah was still feeling embarrassed about her mistaken text. She tried to push it out of her mind, focusing instead on her sweet Lily, who was stirring awake. Just as Sarah was getting ready to warm the last bit of formula, there was a soft knock at her door. She wondered who it could be. Maria usually called before visiting. When she opened the door, a kind-looking woman stood there, holding several large bags. "Hello," the woman said with a warm smile. "Are you Sarah? Mr. Arthur sent me." Sarah's eyebrows went up in surprise. Mr. Arthur? The stranger she had accidentally texted? She was confused and a little scared. Before Sarah could ask any questions, the woman gently stepped inside, placing the bags on the small table. Sarah looked inside them, and her eyes grew wide. There were not one, but many cans of baby formula, enough to last weeks. There were also big packs of diapers, soft baby wipes, and even a few tiny, colorful outfits for Lily. It was like a dream come true, a treasure chest of everything her baby needed. A huge wave of relief washed over Sarah, so strong it made her knees feel weak. She looked at the kind helper, then back at the gifts. Tears, big, warm, happy tears, started to roll down her cheeks. She couldn't stop them. It was too much goodness, too much kindness, after so many days of worry and sadness. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice shaky. "Thank you so much." The helper just smiled, understanding everything without words. Sarah picked up a can of formula, feeling its weight, knowing that Lily would be fed. It was a miracle, a true act of magic, sent by a stranger who had heard her silent plea. The delivery of formula and diapers was just the beginning. A few days later, Sarah received another text, this time from the same number that had surprised her before. It was Mr. Arthur. He simply asked if everything was all right and if Lily had enough. Sarah, still filled with gratitude, replied immediately, thanking him again and assuring him that Lily was well fed and happy. This kind exchange turned into a quiet, friendly connection. Mr. Arthur didn't just send things, he also sent short, thoughtful messages. He would ask Sarah how she was doing, how her day went, and how Lily was growing. Sarah, at first a little shy, found herself opening up. She told him about her night job, cleaning offices, and how tired she often felt, but how Lily's smile made it all worth it. She shared little stories about Lily's first giggle or how she loved to grab Sarah's finger. Through these texts, Mr. Arthur learned so much about Sarah. He saw that she wasn't someone just looking for a handout. She was a very hard worker, always trying her best, even when things were incredibly tough. He could feel the deep love she had for Lily in every message. Her determination to be a good mother, no matter what, truly impressed him. He was used to people who cared mostly about money or power, but Sarah was different. She cared about her child, about working hard, and about being honest. He realized that her accidental text wasn't just a random event, it was a window into the heart of a truly strong and loving person. This made him want to do even more to help her. One afternoon, Sarah's phone buzzed with a message from Mr. Arthur. This time, it wasn't just a friendly check-in. "Sarah," the text read, "I've been thinking. I have a small business, a shop that sells office supplies. We need someone reliable to help with simple tasks, like organizing shelves and helping customers. It's not much, but it's steady work during the day, so you wouldn't have to work late nights anymore. Would you be interested?" Sarah stared at the message, her heart pounding with surprise and a little bit of fear. A job offer? From Mr. Arthur? It felt like a dream she hadn't dared to wish for. Her night cleaning job was hard and lonely, and it meant she barely saw Lily awake. A day job would change everything. She could drop Lily off at a nearby daycare and pick her up herself. She could earn money in a normal way, without the constant tiredness. It was a huge chance. Not just to earn her own money, but to learn new skills. She'd never worked in a shop before, never helped customers. It felt like a door opening to a whole new world. Sarah quickly typed back, "Yes. Oh, yes, Mr. Arthur, I would be so grateful. Thank you, thank you." She couldn't believe it. This was more than just help with formula. This was a path to a better life for her and Lily. She felt a burst of hope, brighter than she had felt in a very long time. It was scary, but also exciting, like standing at the start of a brand new adventure. Sarah started her new job at the office supply shop with a grateful heart and a strong will to do her best. She arrived early every day, eager to learn. The tasks Mr. Arthur called easy were new to her, but she paid close attention. She learned how to organize the colorful pens and notebooks, how to help customers find exactly what they needed, and how to use the cash register. Her smile was always ready, and her helpfulness made customers happy. Her old tiredness from working late nights slowly faded away. Now, she had a regular schedule, and most importantly, she could spend her evenings with Lily, reading her bedtime stories and watching her play. The steady pay from her new job was a comfort she hadn't known in a long time. Every week, she carefully put some money aside. She remembered the feeling of desperation, and she never wanted to feel that way again. She was saving for something special, a better home for her and Lily. After many months of hard work and careful saving, Sarah had enough. She found a brighter, slightly bigger apartment with 2 bedrooms and a small window that let in lots of sunshine. It wasn't fancy, but it felt like a palace compared to their old place. Lily had her own little room, painted a cheerful yellow, with space to play and grow. Moving in was a day filled with joy. Sarah looked around her new home, then at Lily, who was giggling as she explored her new space. This was all thanks to Mr. Arthur, but also to her own hard work and determination. She had truly built a new, hopeful life for them both. Mr. Arthur kept a quiet eye on Sarah's progress. His manager at the office supply shop would send him reports, not just about sales, but about Sarah. "She's a gem, Mr. Arthur," the manager would say. "Always on time, always smiling. Customers love her. She's even come up with better ways to organize the stockroom." Mr. Arthur would read these reports with a small, pleased smile. He also saw Sarah's messages, which now sounded lighter, full of everyday joys instead of quiet desperation. She often sent him updates about Lily's latest funny words or a drawing she made. He saw how Sarah had taken the chance he offered and made it her own. She hadn't just gotten a job, she had built a whole new life. From a mom who was scared and struggling for baby formula, she had become a confident worker and a provider for her child in a stable, happy home. Mr. Arthur felt a warmth spread through him each time he thought about it. It wasn't just happiness, it was a deep sense of pride. He was proud of Sarah for her strength and her hard work. Helping Sarah had also changed something in him. Before, his days were filled only with big business deals and numbers. Now, he felt a different kind of richness. Seeing Sarah and Lily thrive, knowing he had played a part in their new beginning, gave him a feeling that money alone could never buy. It was a good feeling, a deep satisfaction that brightened his own busy life. He knew that the accidental text had truly been a gift, not just for Sarah, but for him too. One sunny afternoon, a special day arrived. Mr. Arthur decided it was time to meet Sarah and Lily in person. He had often thought about it, but wanted to wait until Sarah was truly settled. He arranged to visit the office supply shop, not as the big boss, but as a friendly visitor. Sarah was tidying a shelf of colorful pens when she looked up and saw him. Her heart fluttered with surprise and a little bit of nervousness. She recognized him from pictures on the company website. Mr. Arthur smiled warmly, a much softer smile than the serious one often seen in newspapers. "Hello, Sarah," he said gently. "It's wonderful to finally meet you." Sarah, a little shy, introduced him to Lily, who was playing quietly with a toy car near her feet. Lily, with her bright, curious eyes, looked up at the tall man and offered him a shy smile. Mr. Arthur knelt down to Lily's level for a moment, then turned back to Sarah. "Sarah," he began, his voice sincere, "I want to tell you how incredibly proud I am of you. You've worked so hard, not just for yourself, but for Lily. You took a chance, and you've built something amazing." Sarah's eyes welled up with happy tears, feeling truly seen and appreciated. Then, Mr. Arthur shared something more personal. "Your story," he continued, "your strength and your love for Lily, it reminded me of my own mother. It's truly changed me, too. It showed me that helping others, truly helping them build their own lives, is the best kind of business there is." Sarah couldn't believe it. Her small, accidental text had touched the heart of a billionaire and changed his outlook. It was a moment of true connection, a powerful reminder that kindness, no matter how it starts, can grow into something truly wonderful.